Hey everybody, welcome back to Redacted. Hope you're all having a great day. We've got more posts from r/EntitledParents, so let's get into it. This post features the whole entitled family causing chaos at the stables. So a little bit of backstory. One October, my mom was invited to do a seminar in Virginia that was on an 80-acre stable property that had a big modified barn in which they would hold the seminars. Me being the kid I was, I didn't want to sit in a barn listening to a bunch of adults talk for 3 days. So I decided to go into the stables and see if I could help out. I ended up volunteering for the 3 days that we were there. As for the stable itself, it's the kind that takes in abused horses and ranch animals and rehabs them to either keep them or sell them to better homes. The way things worked for volunteers like me is that you would work for 6 hours in order to get a free ride. And you could only go on the ride if there was a spare horse, since they had to put paying clients ahead of the volunteers, obviously. Now there were 2 different rides that they offered. There was a 1-hour ride and a 2-hour ride. It was the middle of the day at about 2 p.m., and it was pretty hot, like high 80s. It was my second day working there, and I had already been working all day up to that point when the entitled family showed up. I knew pretty quickly it was going to be a long day.
Excuse me. Hello?
Yes, ma'am? I turned to her holding the pitchfork I'd been using to pick up horse poo.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Why aren't you helping us?
I'm sorry, ma'am, what do you need help with?
Where the hell are our horses, and why does it smell so bad in here? This is unacceptable.
I'm sorry, ma'am, let me get the manager that handles the rides. I believe she's in the field right now getting the horses ready for your ride. As for the smell, what did you expect it to smell like? It's a stable.
Just hurry up.
I run over to one of the stable hands. Hey, can you watch these people while I get the manager? Okay. I run to the field and grab the manager. Hey, OP, need anything? Yeah, there's a woman and her family here. She says they're here for the rides. That's weird. I told them to come at 3. Anyway, grab those 2 horses and bring them into the tacking area. You got it. About 5 minutes later, I have both the horses and I'm walking back to the stables. I see a kid that I don't recognize in the field running at some horses. Now these horses haven't been rehabbed completely, so they're still skittish and sometimes violent to things that they don't recognize or find scary. So I yell at him. Hey!
Huh?
He stops running and turns to look at me. We're about 100 feet apart at this point and about 100 or so yards from the stables. Hey, come over here.
What is it?
Where are your parents? Come with me back to the stables.
No.
Now! The kid ends up following me back to the stables. When we get there, he runs into one of the empty stables while I hook up the horses to some posts, and then go back to grab him out of wherever he ran off to. I grabbed him by the arm and took him back to his mother, who at this point was talking with my manager. Is this one yours?
Oh my God, where was he? And why are you holding him like that?
He was in the field running at some horses. Good job for thinking fast and getting him here. Can you start tacking those horses up? Yeah, of course. I got to work tacking the horses. There were a total of 7 horses for the family, the stable hands, myself, and my manager. But I was not the only one tacking them. One thing I forgot to mention is that as soon as you enter the stable, you have to sign a waiver. And the entitled family did do this. This is relevant later. Fast forward to about 15 minutes later, and in the time it took us to tack the horses, the kid managed to almost get kicked by a horse, spill the manure that we were cleaning up, and broke into the newborn stable, resulting in him almost getting charged at by the mother of the foal. He would have really been in trouble if I hadn't caught him and pulled him out of there. Grab your helmet and lead them to the corral and get them mounted. And keep a close eye on that kid. You got it, boss. I lead them over to the corral and help get them onto their horses.
Hey, you get over here and help me.
Okay, ma'am, but please don't yell like that around the horses. It might startle them.
Fine, just hurry up.
So I walk over to her and bring the little stair thing that we use to help people get onto the horses. Here you go, ma'am, use this.
I meant you need to pull me up onto the horse.
This chick was about 300 pounds. I don't think that'll be possible because there's nowhere for me to stand in order to do that. But I can take your horse over to the fence and you can use that to help yourself get up. She eventually gets onto the horse and is now just sitting there. I'm feeling sorry for the horse as I hop onto mine to go get my manager. At this point, another stable hand has shown up and is waiting with them. Is everybody ready? Yep, and I shoot a text to my mom letting her know that we're going on a ride. We explain the rules to them and set off, and about halfway through there's a gate that we have to open with a stream on the other side that we let the horses drink from. Now this is the last place we go before we turn around to head back, and this is for the 2-hour ride. So once we get there, I hop down off of my horse to open the gate. As I started to get back on my horse, it turned out the kid had hopped off and was now slapping the butt of my horse. Hey, don't do that, and get back on your horse!
Don't talk to my son like that. He can do what he wants. We paid for this ride, and you get paid for taking care of us.
Ma'am, I don't work for the ranch. I'm a volunteer, which means I don't get paid for putting up with this bullcrap that you and your family have been doing this whole time that you've been here. Now get your son back on his horse or my manager's gonna have to end your ride before you can finish.
Hey, don't you talk to my wife like that.
Tell your worker to stop lying and fire him.
Miss, as he said, he's a volunteer, so I can't just fire him. And on that note, if I get any more problems from your family, I will send you back. My stable hands can escort you. OP, go ahead and hang back and close the gate when we're all through, then come back and catch up with us.
Okay. I turn to one of the stable hands and whisper, "Hey, keep an eye on them. I have a feeling this isn't the end."
Trust me, man, I will.
After they left, I waited a good 5 minutes to just cool down and take a breather. Plus, my horse was still drinking water, so good excuse to just hang out. I eventually caught back up with the group at the turnaround point where we all usually dismount and take pictures and things like that. I hop off of my horse and begin petting him when the mom suddenly storms up to me. "What do you want?"
For you to apologize to me and my son.
"Why would I do that?"
Because you lied about not working here. And you were manhandling my son at the other place.
No, just no. I have been so patient with you and I'm really starting to lose it. Please, just go back to your horse and leave me alone.
Fine, I gave you a chance to do the right thing, but now you're going to pay.
How exactly is that? You know what? I don't even want to know what goes through that empty skull of yours. Just go back to your horse. You shouldn't even be letting go of its lead while we're out here. Then out of nowhere, the mom slaps her own face, leaving a nice red mark and screams,
Help! Assault! Police! Anyone please, he's going to kill me!
I just stared at her for a second. Then I asked, "Are you done yet?"
Help! Help me!
Lady, we were all watching you. And I've been taking pics and video this whole time.
That's it, I warned you. Y'all go ahead and get him out of here.
We ended up having to lead their horses back while they walked the rest of the way on foot. And it's about a 3-mile trek. Took them an extra hour to get back on foot. As they were leaving, I yelled, "Karma's more of a bitch than you. You'll see." And that was the last I ever saw of them. And the worst thing to ever happen to me while riding. Oof, what a mess. But it sounds like they got what they deserved in the end. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments and we'll see you next time.